both at the same time. You can't go wrong.
Just had a little testy pop there.
I had 2 Vita gummies today. I'm just hoping it wasn't testosterone.
Where do babies come from? Hey!
Hi!
Hello! It's me, Georgia, and today I'm going to be doing a video that I've already done about 3 parts to, but you all keep requesting it, so here it is. Now, I think it was about 1.5 years ago now when I found my old diary from like kindergarten and year 1, and since then I've been trying to keep digging up more and more things from my childhood, and I've found more. Now you may be thinking, hang on, that pile looks a lot different to the other videos in this series, and that's because it is. I didn't think Fetus Georgia would give me enough resources for a 4th part, but here we are. She delivered. Okay, so without further ado, I'm gonna read out some of my old, what should we call it? Crap. From when I was little. It's a whole bunch of crap. I would just find random notebooks in my house and just write shit on it. Because that's what kids did back then before we had TikTok. And my mum used to rip out the pages so we could keep them and look back on later in life. And at first I thought that's never gonna happen. But then I did. I did do that. Alright, I've talked enough. Time to read. Alright, so I'm 20 now. There's a shocker. But I was 7 years old when I wrote this. So I wrote this on Wednesday I wrote this on Wednesday, the 12th of March 2007. I hadn't quite learnt that everything didn't end in the ED. The 12th. Now right here, I think we have a narrative, aka a story that I made up. Now creative writing was my favourite subject in primary school, mainly because you could write anything and they'd still give you marks for it.
Oh, then her dog turned into broccoli. Creative.
And I'm pretty sure my mum actually went through and spell checked everything, but I'm gonna read it how I wrote it in the beginning. One day after school, I went out of my house and rode my bike. Then I skidded to a halty.
And after that, the bracky didn't walk. It didn't walk.
Now I think what I was trying to say here was, I saw my biggest enemy, Zara Lee. She was the school's best bully. But what I've written is,
and then I saw my biggest enemy, Zara Lee. She was the school's best bully. She had dark mud pie eyes and wavy hair. She looked like a witch with the boots she was wearing. Okay.
That might have been George's little PG way of trying to say that someone was a biatch.
And the worst thing, it's just so Australian, the worst thing, she could see what I was doing.
Look at the way I've spelt doing.
Where is this story going? And she was having a sleepover party. And she invited me and I was sure she was tipping up a plan. A plan to get me a bullying.
This makes no sense. This was also around the time when I didn't know there was such thing as punctuation. So realistically, this whole thing is just one big sentence. So that makes it even harder for me to figure out what's going on. So I think what I'm trying to say here is, that was the problem. She had nearly the whole world's invites on her fridge.
That was the problem. She had nearly the whole world invites on her fridge. She invites herself, oh, why do I sound Russian? She invites herself over. 10, my birthday came. And I was having a pool party. She hopped in and swam. Then my friends started arriving. Zara Lee went up to the didding board and bombed and bombed.
Is anyone else lost with this plot? So apparently I have this enemy that lives in my street called Zara Lee. She invited herself to my party, and when my friends came over, she started to bomb them.
Every one of my visitors left.
Everyone
of my visitors left, except Alice.
Alice is my cousin, by the way. She's 11.
One of them gave me a magic computer and I said, yay, yay, yay. I looked up Zara and saw what she was doing.
Right, so I got a magic computer that happens to also be a spy cam. But I'm pretty sure this next part I'm plotting some kind of prank on this Zara girl.
I tied a string to the fan of feathers.
I'm pretty sure that's supposed to say I tied a string to the fan of feathers. And reading that sentence, it actually does bring back a certain scene from a certain movie called The Parent Trap. I'm basically just stealing content. I've just read the next sentence.
And tied a big bucket to the door.
I'm pretty sure that was my attempt at trying to write chocolate. Crocodile!
It was filled with crocodile. It was filled with crocodile.
Right, the next bit's supposed to say, the next day I heard screaming. I laid and laughed.
The next day I had screaming. I laid and lagged.
That's supposed to say secret computer.
Then I remembered her secret commander.
Not pretended with a P, pretended with a B.
So I pretended I didn't do it. Then they came to my house looking like
chickens was my attempt there.
Sequence. Then they came to my house looking like sicons.
And I mean, there's more, but honestly, that story can end there. I'll save you for a rainy day. Alright, next. So this one, again, is not schoolwork. It's just one piece of paper with a bit of writing on it. Now, as soon as I read this, part of my childhood came back. I remember I used to slide notes under my parents' door when they were angry at me, or I was angry at them. So this was my way, ladies and gentlemen, of trying to break the ice. And I'm pretty sure in this incident, my mum had taken a toy off me because I was being naughty. And this is what I had to say to her in a note that I slid under the door.
Darren, Mum, I love you. I want it back. I will do anything to get it back. Can't. K-R-T. That's how I thought you spelt can't.
Can't you see I'm a crying?
Yeah, Vic. Yeah, bitch. I love you, Mum.
Right, that was quite the journey we went on, wasn't it? Right, so next, yet another piece of paper. So I used to write little invitations to my friends for like pointless things. So like say we had a play date with our guinea pigs, I'd write them an invitation for it. And this right here is my guinea pig calibration. And I had a friend called Giverny, but I've spelled her name
To Gavong. Where? At Georgia and Lily's house. When? Time.
I guess we just hadn't worked that out yet.
What we will be doing. It's a raffle to see whose guinea pig is the best.
It's so competitive.
Doesn't that sound like a blast? Bet you everyone got FOMO hearing about my guinea pig calibration.
Right, so now I'm just gonna go quickly back to my year 1 journal. So again, my teacher has gone through and corrected everything, but I'm gonna read this as how I wrote it in the beginning.
On the weekend, I had a trophy. It was at a bisco. After the bisco, we went to Arara Pass. He hags oxygen to breath.
This one actually is a bit close to home, I must say. My pa died when I was 7 from a lung condition. And honestly, I don't really remember the days when I didn't see him hooked up to an oxygen tank. Alright, anyway, sorry to dampen the mood there. I guess I'll read the next bit.
Sometime we'll play next door. Next door are 2 little gels named Sebby and Brown.
Not even close. I remember those girls, and their names were Shelby and Bronte.
Sebby and Brown. Shelby and Brown like to jump off the wall at the front of our pa's garden.
I think I've tried to make that B as tiny as possible, so my teacher couldn't really tell if it was a B or D, because I had no idea. And I think at one point I actually... Oh my god, I remember this. One point I remember drawing this weird symbol thing that was both a B and a D at the same time.
Because in my head I was like, well, it's both at the same time, you can't go wrong.
Is that a little testy pop there? This is a very small entry and I'm not sure what it means. Hi, my name is Lousy. I think what this is supposed to say is I'm practicing to ride a bike without training wheels.
I am practicing to ride a bike without training wheels.
And that's what that page says.
Alright, next. Another piece of paper.
This was a message to my little tooth fairy. The night I lost a tooth, I had written this and put it under my pillow.
The rare tooth fairy. Can I see you tonight? I want to see where you live. It's a bit invasive, isn't it? I want to see where you live. What's your address, Toots? Here is a picture of you. Do you like it? I am 7. I am in year 1.
And that's my drawing. Oh my god. I just realized something. I've attempted to draw teeth here, and I attempted to label them so she knows exactly what they are, just in case she didn't know what they were. Tooth. I can just picture the mess that made on the kitchen bench. Alright, next. I think we have a little speech here. A speech that I was going to give to my class. Good afternoon. Apparently I thought that good afternoon was one word.
Good afternoon.
My name is Georgia.
Full stop. She's there. You can tell she's there.
This is when I started to learn about punctuation. But I think I misinterpreted the word punch in punctuation. It looks like I've genuinely punched the page with my pencil. My name is Georgia. Today I'm going to talk about when I grew up.
I am just going to be a stay-at-home mum.
Sorry to let you down, past Georgia. You're a YouTuber.
I am going to live near palm trees. Near the beach. Beach, Georgia, beach.
For some reason, I thought I was going to live in the Bahamas, right?
Every day, I am going to go to the ditch. Inside, I am going to have a vast palm tree near my bed.
And I'm going to have people near me with lamps in their hands.
Blowing the cool breeze in my face.
And I'm going to be rich too. Well, she didn't have low expectations, did she?
I also would like to play with my kids. I would like flowers too. I would like chocolate brownies.
This kid doesn't ask for much.
I look good in pink, but I might not look good in pink when I grow up.
Alrighty, back to the English book. Now I think this was another creative writing entry, and it is called I Took the First Bite, and in brackets, chips. I'm kind of beginning to read it and I'm thinking it might actually be a poem.
Oh, so I think I might have to read this one a little more dramatic. Crunch. I crushed at the kips and my mouth and stopped dribbling. Oh, it was delectable, delicious. Oh, it was good, and it was gone in a minute. My parents stared at me, what as a crumb came down my shirt. I had a mouthful of chips. Yak, Mum said. Yak, slurp, slurp. I felt like it was in my dreams. It was crispy.
Oh my god, I've just read this next bit.
It was crispy as can be. Then I bit into the nuggets. Oh, that's another story.
And then under that, I've written nuggets. I'm like, oh, that was a different story, but here's the story. It's like I've just given you the trailer, then the movie straight after it.
Then I bit into the nuggets.
Oh, it's a different story. Nuggets.
The nuggets were crisp and brown. My ferret chicken nugget. Then Lily snatched it off me. I snacked it back and continued with the good filling.
Oh, gee whiz, I'm sweating! So hot in Australia right now, it's ridiculous. So thank you so much for watching that video, but speaking of Australia, and I would really appreciate it if you just stayed to watch this last little bit. As pretty much everyone knows right now, Australia is on fire. And it is just ridiculous how much land we've lost. But it's not just the land we have lost, we've actually lost over 500 million wildlife animals in these fires. Not to mention people's homes that are lost and people who have died in these fires. Luckily, I am safe where I am and there's no fires near me. But man, Australia needs our help. Firefighters and wildlife and our nature is still struggling and it's still on fire. So with that being said, I have set up a GoFundMe. It says GoFundMe, but it's not going to me. So I've set a goal of $30,000 and all the money raised goes to the New South Wales Wildlife Information and Rescue Centre. Meaning that your money that you donate will help save these little guys, these little guys, these little guys, these little guys, and more. Our wildlife is suffering tremendously at the moment. They're confused and they're scared. But we can help save these guys and treat them and send them back into the wild where they belong. So if you would like to help out, any donation counts, as small or as big as it is. The link is first line in the description. Please go and check it out. If you do anything after this video, please make it that. And if you're thinking of donating, please do it now because you might forget later. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, I've actually done 3 other parts of this before this video. So head over to my channel if you'd like to see more of my embarrassing old journals. And I'll see you next Saturday. See you later, potato.